Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program Fuckers. And today I'd like to talk about the corporate world. That's right, fuckers, the corporate world. And today's focus is, in the corporate world, HR, human resources, HR goons. That's right, fuckers. I want to talk about HR, human resources. And the best way to think about HR is they're like the Gestapo in the workforce. See, they're the boot soldiers. They're the nasty fuckers who perform all the requests and tasks of management. They get rid of unsavory people. They get rid of divisions and sections and implement cost-cutting saving schemes. HR, the art of doing nasty stuff to fuckers. That's right, HR. It's doing nasty shit to people in a nice corporate sort of way. And that's the whole idea of HR. It's to do nasty shit to people that normally you wouldn't be able to get away with. And HR, very much, best way to think about it, in an organization, the HR department is like the Gestapo. That's right. It executes orders, doesn't have much brains or input in any final decisions, and it protects the interests of the business at all cost. It's to look after the business, protect the business unit. HR, such a great function in modern society. And the thing I love about HR is they're like a Gestapo officer. In 1 minute, they pretend to be your best friend because they're involved in the initial recruitment phase. They are involved in filling you with a lot of bullshit about the organization. And if things don't work out well, they're there to get rid of you. It's done in a corporate, professional way. And HR, it's just such a wonderful thing. Even working for companies, I worked for the big American, Halliburton's KBR, fuckers, KBR. And one of the presidents was sacked. And you think the head guy would pick up the phone and say, hey, it's not working. We want to restructure your division. I think it's best if you leave. Let's phase it out in the next couple of months. Is that okay? Nah, they just fly a HR goon up. Executioner. And the thing about HR is it attracts a lot of nasty single bitches. That's right. Nasty single bitches who get great pleasure and delight in implementing pain. And it's these sort of bitches here, the typical HR lady, she's mid-30s. This is the senior HR lady. She normally has some minions, underlings, who are sort of mid-20s. They're unfuckable, but, they're not the sort of women you'd want to fuck. And normally, these HR ladies, they're tough fuckers. They're tough fuckers. They're happy to be executioner. In recent times, they would have been the executioner when Paris had the overthrow, when France overthrew the king, and they had the executioner. A lot of these HR bitches, this is where their ancestry is from. They would have been the bitches who were crocheting at the guillotine. They'd be there, they'd be selling their hair, and they'd be holding the head up once the guillotine's blade has come down. These are nasty fuckers. And usually these younger, mid-20s HR goons, the juniors, they're quite nasty. They're venomous, nasty bitches. And for whatever reason, they haven't had career success. So if you can't get a career or do something useful, you go into HR. It's just such a great field. And these goons in HR, they know no bounds. They're just nasty fuckers. Nasty. And they pretend to be your friend. They've got their finger on the pulse, all the internal gossip, what's going on, who earns what, who's had complaints made, and they love that shit. The HR goons. The HR goons. And, it's one of these things there, HR, human resources. It's sort of something, if you're not very good at something and you need to get a career quickly, I suppose the thing is HR is better than being a receptionist, a secretary. It's great for these gossip mongers because you're employing people, you're digging for dirt. Before you employ someone, you do a search on them, find out, you'd have to vet their resumes, so you find out some really nasty shit on people. And, HR, it's just such a useful thing in the corporate world that we live in. I mean, in the 50s and 60s, did they have HR departments? They've also got to be they serve a very useful purpose because in these litigious times, nasty fuckers who get the raw end of the prawn, they tend to sue you. They go to these ambulance-chasing, no-fee, no-win lawyers, and they file all sorts of suits against companies. So HR's job is also to protect the business unit from frivolous legal pursuits. And a good HR person, worth their salt, they would have no qualms in acting as executioner, judge and jury. HR, it's such a modern thing, it's in this world we live in. And I just want to hear about my viewers. Have you got any HR stories? I'm Archie Luxury, and tell me what you think of these nasty fuckers called HR.